Welcome, fellow bookworms, to Dresden. My name is Whitney, and I want to introduce the book of the month for September, V.C. Andrews' My Sweet Audrina. This is not all that's happening in this video, so please stay tuned until the end. I have a couple of different things I'm announcing in this video, and of course, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you are notified when I do upload videos. I have some new videos that are going to be coming out on a more frequent basis, and we're going to talk about all that throughout the video. So definitely stay tuned, and like I said, please subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on anything. But first, let's talk about the book of the month for September and why I chose this book. So, there was that TikTok trend. This kind of gave me the inspiration, not only wanting to go through my own library, but I also have a lot of books that people gave me or authors that I was introduced to because of other people. And there was that TikTok trend where people were like, I do this because of this person, and I do this because of this person. And so that's kind of the inspiration behind the books I'm going to be choosing for the next little while, is based on, the connection I have with them, whether somebody gifted them to me, whether they make me think of a specific person, things like that. And that's definitely the theme for September. I explained to you guys why I chose the first book of the month we ever did, which was Nora Roberts' Legacy. Of course, she's my favorite author. I kind of explained the history I have with Nora Roberts and everything like that. And then for last month, or this month, it's still August, book of the month, we are reading Jim Butcher's Stormfront, and my husband actually introduced me to Jim Butcher, so he was kind of the reason why I chose that book. And I had read a couple of the first few books in the series, a few of those, but I never finished the series, and it was a series he had recommended to me, and so that's kind of the inspiration why I chose that book, so I could finish reading the series. But of course I needed to refresh myself. And as far as V.C. Andrews goes, I actually was introduced to her by my sister, and my sister really liked her. The first series I read of her was the Hudson Family series, I want to say. The first book in that was called Rain, and it followed this girl, and kind of her, the darkness around her and what she was going through at the time. I won't get too much into that one. You can definitely check it out if you're interested. And so that's why I wanted to do, I kind of had 3 different authors that I could do for my sister. And one was Stephen King. That's her favorite author. And we're actually going to be reading a Stephen King book, but I will get into that in just a second. So make sure, like I said, you stay tuned for that. The other one was Dean Koontz. She had gifted me a bunch of Dean Koontz books. And so when I asked her, I was like, what book is your favorite one of his? And she's like, I don't like him, which explains why she gifted me all the books. I guess she was trying to get into him, but she just really didn't like his writing style. And so she ended up gifting me all his books. And his books are kind of long, and so I probably could have found a shorter one to read. But since she didn't really like him anyway, I was like, well, I know V.C. Andrews, you introduced me to her as well. And so I sent her a picture of the V.C. Andrews books I had, and, asked if she had read any of them. Because I don't have the Hudson Family series. I do not have that one. I read it. She had it, and she, I think, loaned it to me. Or I might have checked out, like, the later ones from the library. I don't know if she had the whole series or not. And originally, this is the book that caught her eye that was part of my collection, Secrets in the Shadow, or the Shadows, but this one is actually the second one, and I haven't read it yet, and I don't have the first one, which is Secrets in the Attic. And so I want to get the first one before I read this one. I like to read them in order. And so I was kind of doing some research and thinking about it, because there was one other one that she thought she might maybe had read, but that one is actually like 4 books in one. And so I decided I didn't want to read that one because it was kind of longer. And so I was doing some research, and I didn't know this, but V.C. Andrews actually died back in 1986. And so all the books that have been printed under her name are written by, I want to say, Andrew Niederman. I'll put it up here and just make sure I'm correct, but I'm pretty sure that was his name. And so he's been writing under her name this whole time, which I had no clue. And so this is actually one of the ones that she actually wrote. I see Audrina, I think this was like her second book, I want to say. I could be mistaken, but she did write this one. This is obviously a reprint. It's not the original. They reprinted it when it was made into a movie. So, but that's why I decided to choose it because, obviously I've been reading the books by V.C. Andrews that were written under Andrew Niederman and not actually written by V.C. Andrews. So I thought it'd be interesting to read one of her original works from when she was still alive. And so that's why I chose this one. But obviously, my sister is the inspiration behind it. Of course, I will put the breakdown of all the chapters we are reading in the description below. Our monthly books with the discussion questions are still going to be on Mondays. And so if you want to participate in that, definitely, like I said, make sure you're subscribed and you do have the bell notification on, and then come back every Monday for the discussion questions. And I will also link down below where you could order this book from. But this is the book we are reading for the month of September, and I'm really excited for that. So now on to the next thing. I said that we were going to read a Stephen King book. Like I said, that's my sister's favorite author. And I was originally going to choose Stephen King as the book of the month, but when I was looking, I only have a few of his. I'm not a big Stephen King fan. He jumps around too much, and I already have trouble keeping track of like the characters and such. And so I really have trouble following Stephen King books. But I do have some that, again, my sister gifted to me. And so I was looking at my collection, and there was a couple. There's Different Seasons, which the movie Stand By Me, which I've seen, is based on. So I considered that one. I think I have Hearts in Atlantis. Dreamcatcher, I want to say, is another one I have. But I decided I had to go with classic Stephen King. And so we are going to be reading Stephen King's Carrie. And it's not a very long book. I mean, it does have quite a few pages, but it's really not that big of a book. And so I originally wanted to do it as the book of the month, but it doesn't have chapters. It's just in 2 parts. And so I was like, that doesn't really work, because for the discussion questions and everything, I really like to break it down by the chapters. And so I decided we are going to start doing a weekly read. Novels that are a little bit shorter and aren't as long. We're going to do a weekly read, and then I'm just going to talk about my thoughts on it. And so Stephen King Carrie is the first weekly read. We're not going to wait till September to start this. We're actually going to start it. I'm going to upload this video on a Wednesday. So whatever Wednesday this is, I'll put like the dates here. But we're going to start reading it now. And then next Wednesday, we'll discuss the whole book. So you'll have a week to read it if you want to participate in the weekly reads. But again, this one's for my sister, and I'm really excited to read it. I've never read Carrie. I've seen the movies, obviously. I think there's a couple different remakes. I've seen the older one, and I'm pretty sure there's a newer one that I've seen too. Could be mistaken. My memory's not the best, but yeah, I'm excited to read it because I am familiar with kind of the story and the basis of it. But like I said, never actually read the book. So this is going to be our first weekly read, and then every Monday I will introduce the weekly read for the next week, so you kind of have a couple extra days to get a hold of it and then read it, and then join us for my thoughts on it. So really excited to be doing that. And like I said, that's going to be every Wednesday, weekly read Wednesday. And then, of course, I want to finish reading the Dresden Files series, and I need, I need some motivation for sure. And that's kind of the main purpose of creating this channel, was not only to get back into reading, because I kind of, stopped reading there for a while, but also just share these books with others, because I really, really enjoy that. And so we're going to be series doing a series Saturday, and so those videos will upload on Saturdays and will be based on the series we are reading. So obviously, like said, for August we're reading Stormfront as book of the month, and so now we are going to continue that series on Saturday, and we are going to be reading the next one, which is Full Moon. We're going to start that in September after we're done with Stormfront. And so every Saturday we'll talk about this. I will also leave the link in the description, or the breakdown in the description of what chapters we're reading each week, because I don't want to just rush through this. I don't know that we'll do it on a monthly basis or not. We might. I'm still kind of playing around with that. And there will also be links to where you can pick this up in the description below as well. So definitely check out the description so you have all the information and you know where you can pick up these books. But yeah, so there's going to be 3 videos a week now, which I'm really excited about. Like I said, we're going to be doing a weekly read, and then we're going to be doing a series, and then we're going to have our monthly read where we do full-on discussion questions and everything like that. I might still do discussion questions for the series read as well. I'll just have to see kind of how it plays out. But like I said, for the weekly read, I'm just going to be kind of giving my overall thoughts on the book. And that way, if you haven't had time to pick it up, you kind of know my thoughts on it. If you're interested in that, I don't know. So, but anyway, that's it for this video. Like I said, please subscribe and please hit the bell notification so that way you are notified when my videos do go up. I'm really excited to kind of add more videos into this channel, and at some point I kind of want to do like throwback books to my childhood. Those will probably go up on Thursdays. Right now, I'm obviously just kind of getting my footing and everything, but that is a goal for the future. And so definitely let me know some of your favorite childhood books. Might inspire me even more. I definitely already have a list to talk about, so I'm really excited to maybe add that in the future. But right now we're just going up to 3 videos a week. But anyway, that's all I got for today. Happy reading, everyone. Bye.